watching KPVM News 46. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, the money is being used wisely from a lawsuit against Volkswagen. Many states joined in the suit following a scandal that revealed discrepancies in laboratory emissions testing. The results showed that the car manufacturer had intentionally programmed their vehicles to meet U.S. standards. That money is being used by the state of Nevada for electric car charging stations. We caught up with Kristen from Valley Electric Association to find out more.
The Governor's Office of Energy is having a Phase 2 project where they are giving out grants to the electric utilities throughout the state of Nevada to expand the charging station network throughout the state. So within the Valley Electric area, they have identified a need for charging stations at Lathrop Wells. So we'll be working with the Governor's Office of Energy and installing a station at the NDOT rest stop there in Lathrop Wells.
You installed one there at Beatty at Eddie's World. That one had regular charging stations and also Tesla charging stations. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, so that project was similar. The Tesla was Tesla's own project. That wasn't part of the Governor's Office of Energy project, although we did share the same site as them. We figured we'd share a transformer and some other of the electric infrastructure with them. So at this point, the one we're doing in Lathrop Wells will just be for non-Tesla vehicles.
And you can charge your Tesla, though, if you have a converter?
That's correct. I believe you can get a converter to plug a Tesla into the non-Tesla charging stations. So the slower charging stations work on all the non-Tesla electric vehicles, and then the fast one, if you get an upgrade package on your car when you buy it, you can basically get an upgrade to charge your car much quicker. So the slow chargers typically are taking about 4 hours to get an 80% charge, and then the fast chargers will take about less than an hour to get an 80% charge.
And this area at Lathrop Wells has Wi-Fi and has some other amenities, right?
Yes, there is 2 gas stations there right now in the RV park, and then we're going to look at doing a Wi-Fi service there. So if you are hanging out and waiting for your car to charge, since we also have our VCA company, we're going to find a way to offer wireless internet out there too while you're charging. So the Governor's Office is funding this, that's correct. They are using funds from the Volkswagen Emissions Settlement Fund. So they have a couple $1 million available there, and as part of this grant, we can request up to $300,000 reimbursement on this. So we believe that will cover the whole cost of the project.
And then do you plan on putting any of these anywhere else in the state right now?
So as far as the Governor's Office project, we do not, but they are looking at potentially some other locations. So they haven't identified Pahrump yet as an area of needing one under this funding, but we've been asking them to consider it since it is a highly traveled town, and we would like to see more spread out throughout the state. So we are working on finalizing the location and layout with NDOT and the Governor's Office of Energy, and then we'll start ordering materials here soon and expect construction will start later this year, and hoping to have a ribbon cutting out there and be the first one in Phase 2 next spring.
And that'll be on US 93?
US 95, so right by the right through Lathrop Wells.
Well, let's join Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, Senator Ed Markey wants to look at the books of travel insurance companies. In 2016, travelers spent close to $3 billion on insurance, but the senator warns passengers might not get the protection they paid for. The U.S. Travel Insurance Association recommends travelers fully understand the coverage options and say the purchase is voluntary. United Airlines is joining American and Delta with a new fee. United plans to start charging passengers extra for sitting near the front of the plane. Toll Brothers numbers are soaring. The luxury home builder reports demand for houses is so strong, Toll Brothers signed a record amount of contracts last quarter. There's a backlog of new homes for the third quarter. The stock is down 20% for the year, but rallied on Tuesday. Kohl's took in $4.7 billion in the latest quarter, exceeding expectations. This makes it the 4th sales gain for Kohl's in a row.
Thanks, Angela. And Public Works Director Tim Dahl spoke to the commissioners regarding the current projects here in the county.
Okay, I'd like to thank your crew for getting out there and filling out all those potholes really quickly. I was shocked they came along, they were all filled immediately. But I've had another complaint where they said there's even bigger ones over on Park Ridge. It's down towards the Gaybird area, closer to Gaybird than Elderberry.
Okay.
Okay, so if you can just do the same for those, it would be really nice. Other than that, still just waiting on the big stuff, so. And I do need to come in and talk to you if you have some time available next week in regards to the complaint I'm getting about the road item behind the old Maverick. The people that went out want to do they want gravel on it.
Oh, sure.
So.
Chiquita.
Yeah, and I never can remember that name.
Sure.
That entire area out there. Okay, so if you would, could you email me a good time to do that, and I'll get them over there.
Okay.
Thank you. And Tim, you'll recall we've talked about Chiquita before, so you should have all the information. Right.
Yes. Yes, I have.
Thank you. All right, Commissioner Tony.
I have nothing at this time. Keep up the good work, Tim. I like the striping we've done all over the place. It looks much better.
Thank you. I'll forward that on.
Commissioner Whitman.
Only to say thank you for putting that information through the RTC so that we can do what we need.
You're welcome.
It's a needed courts. County Estates.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Boraski.
You come up with anything about the trees growing in the county right away?
As I mentioned, we're going to be implementing a spraying weeds program in the spring. I've spoken with Tri-County Weeds, and we think we've come up with a plan to combat the weeds next year in conjunction with mowing them as we always do.
And more news right after this break.